So I am going to go on to Frank O'Donnell's question because I don't want to fight with you.
Hey guys, how do you get a Southern girl to give you a blowjob?
You
Dip
show
it in ranch.
Or you just show him Moose's meme.
That too. That was.
I mean, I know that was a really bad joke, but that's the best you've ever sounded on this show, Moose. I didn't even
on that mic.
I didn't even know your mic was plugged in.
That's because he put the entire Blue Yeti in his mouth.
And Matt, that's also the best you've ever sounded on this show.
I can do this all the time if you want.
Really great.
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
I'll hold it right here for you.
Do that.
Be awesome.
That actually.
All I can see is Moose's mustache and his glasses.
Yeah, it looks like a weird Frank Zappa portrait.
He looks like he's making a weird ripoff of like Super Troopers or something.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
How do I sound meow?
Oh God, don't do that. Oh, fuck, quit.
Excuse me, sir. Did you just say meow?
God, no, please don't.
I've never seen that movie, but I have seen that bit quite a bit.
Of course you haven't seen that movie. Frank O'Donnell says, I found your pod for the MK11 give out, and I really dig it. I have a question. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Disney Plus service and the Star Wars announcements? I personally want to know what the title of the movie means, and the game looks cool too. Keep it real, guys.
Oh, well.
Okay, well, I'm going to spoil it for you. Corey, you can sit right back down because you don't like Star Wars.
I didn't say I didn't like Star Wars.
Yes, you
Where
did.
did this come from?
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said Star Wars is fine.
Yeah, that's we all know what that means.
Kicking the nuts to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know what Corey really gets excited about. Because the next time you get excited about something, you'll be like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
And
he
you'll
could
be
see. I mean, it's just like even if he could, like, honestly, because the only thing I know is that anything new for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is like 100 Christmases rubbing up against Corey's
Not
balls.
true. The new cartoon sucks.
But how he responds to it's like, yeah, it's fine.
Not true. The new cartoon actually sucks real bad. They made Raph the leader.
But it's fine.
And Leonardo's an idiot.
Always was. It's fine though.
I don't think I've ever not heard him say fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Justin. It looks all right.
It's fine. I think the game. I think the Star Wars game is way more interesting than the movie.
Um.
To be honest.
So I like the memes that are coming out around the Star Wars because I like the fact that they did a Weekend at Bernie's thing.
They did do that
with Luke's corpse. I was like,
with Luke, I saw one with Emperor Palpatine too.
But it's the rise of Skywalker. I mean,
I know, but
apparently,
right.
Yeah.
But I would really, I kind of want that movie rather than what's going to come out. I am behind. I have not watched the Respawn reveal. People are saying it looks good.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
What I'd like to point out is I think it's absolutely hilarious that Respawn is doing a multiplayer studio. Is doing a single player game, which more power to them. Love them to death. Loved all the Titanfalls I played.
Yeah.
I like Apex Legend. Mad props to them.
How many more Titanfalls have you played as opposed to the rest of us, Moose?
Well, I'm just saying. Played a lot of it. You know what? Fuck you. Anyway. So
get it, Moose.
I think it's hilarious that EA didn't give the Star Wars game, which is a single player game, to fucking BioWare and have Respawn make Anthem. Like, it's just total mismanagement on their part. And then they sit there and like,
and they shut. Right. I mean, they did shut down Visceral because they didn't want to make single player games. And here comes a single player game.
I can't deal with freaking EA and their stupidity and their like, this is why things are going bad. No, you're the reason your company is failing. But anyways, I think it looks good. I hope it succeeds for Respawn's sake because I love Respawn. I hope Dragon.
Well, even if it doesn't, they have Apex. So
look, man, I'm gonna stop. I'm not to be rude. I want this game to come out actually. Fuck succeed. I want it to actually come out.
I was gonna say that they do have a Titanfall game coming out at the end of the year. like a game in the Titanfall universe.
Yeah,
They did. It's called Apex.
Well, no, they have. There's like rumors that it's the VR thing that was supposed to happen. Like, I don't think
that's right.
What's coming out is I'm categorically not going to be Titanfall 3. I know that for sure.
No, it's going to be something in the like I said, in the universe, but it's not a sequel. So.
Also, can I point out one more thing about EA before we continue about Star Wars?
Sure.
So you know how they make all their studios use Frostbite for games that aren't first-person shooters, the type of game that engine is built for.
Right.
In Titanfall 2 and Apex are first-person shooters and do not use Frostbite.
Because Respawn was probably like, fuck your couch. They don't own them, do they? Do they own them?
They do now. They bought them. I think they bought them after Titanfall 1. That's why Titanfall 2 was multi-platform.
That's right, yeah.
I'd like to know what the Rise of Skywalker means too. I'm gonna go see the new Star Wars movie.
Jesus, Skywalker, we all know it.
Yeah, it's. I think that it's going to be the last Star Wars movie I actively participate in. Not because I don't like the new trilogy, but I just think I'm actually just done. I think I'm.
Star Wars. We're in the same boat. You and I are in the same boat. Like I was having this discussion with a bunch of friends of mine. Like I love the original trilogy. Pre-sequels, I'm impartial to those. I'm like, whatever. It's been so long since I saw them, but they weren't as good.
They're not as good as people wanted them to be, and they're not as bad as people say they actually are.
Okay, yes, that is a valid statement. I like that. I could get behind that. And then, I went and saw Force Awakens, and I pretty much was in tears the entire time I watched it because the whole nostalgia thing was like hitting left and right. And then I watched, Last Jedi, same thing. But it's almost like, for me personally, like you said, after this one is done, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, whatever you want to do with Star Wars. And I think they need to slow their roll.
Well, they are. They said Episode 9 is going to be the last movie for a while,
which is good. And I think, speaking to his question of Disney Plus, Disney Plus looks cool. Like, it's all right. Like, all the shows that they're going to have on there, I think are going to be pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to warrant me, spending the extra money a month to have it. Yeah. But, if they sit there and now here's the thing, what they announced has been mainly Star Wars, but if they come out and they're Punisher and all the series that were on Netflix that Netflix canceled are suddenly going to get, hopefully not recasted, but if they're going to move over to Disney Plus, then I'd be in. I would actually probably think about dropping Netflix and go over to that because, to be honest, that's really all I watch on Netflix besides comedy specials. But and I watched The Wheelman this weekend, which was pretty freaking hilarious. But anyways, so I think Disney Plus has got some potential. It's definitely there for people who are the fans of Star Wars, especially with the new shows and having the movies on there. It'll just depend on what kind of other content they're going to be able to add to it to keep it going. So,
agreed.
I think that answered his question, right?
Yeah, as far as Disney Plus, I want to know what it is. Full disclosure, I was pretty depressed all weekend. I'm not really sure why. And one of the things I like to do when I'm depressed is I like to watch the movie Fantasia. And all of my DVDs are kind of buried. So I was like, I wonder if Fantasia's streaming anywhere. And of course there's options for it anywhere, but I'm like, oh yeah, that fucking Disney shit isn't coming out till November. So it's not like I have access to it unless I want to do the work, and I didn't want to make the house more of a mess. So I didn't do it. And if there's a way that I have access to that, if it's not something that's gated away for years and years and years, I might actually take the plunge on Disney Plus because I love those Disney movies. The animated movies are special to me. And I would like to watch some of the ones that I just don't have and I'm not going to buy.
Well, they did say their whole entire animated catalog is going to be on there. Like even like the Silly Symphonies and the old
good. Those are great.
Old like movies and
the Disney treasures and stuff like that.
Yep, all the Disney treasure stuff, all like even the old like live action stuff like Swiss Family Robinson and Davy Crockett and like everything is going to be on there. And
except Song of the South because racism.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be on there because it still counts as an animated movie. They said every animated movie from their back catalog is going to be on there.
I'll bet you Song of the South is not on there because that has been one of the many blemishes in their catalog that they have tried to just avoid talking about.
Yeah, that's true. But Bob Iger did say that like they have to look at their past and you know, there are certain things that the mistakes that the company has made throughout the years, and they just have to look at it and say this was a mistake. We own up to it, but it's still a part of their history, good or bad. You know, He said that they don't want to be a company that hides all their bad history just to, you know, make them look better.
Oh, like Coke, completely removing from their history at their facility in Atlanta and the fact that they put cocaine in Coca-Cola.
Yep.
So,
yep.
They also said for anybody who grew up in the late 90s and early 2000s, 100 of the 106 Disney Channel original movies will also be on Disney Plus.
Wow. Good for them.
So, also, every season of The Muppet Show.
Awesome.
Very excited about that, by the way.
I mean, you also have to remember, like, Disney owns a shit ton of stuff, so there's probably going to be a ton of other things.
Plus, like the Fox stuff, like they announced that all 30 seasons of The Simpsons are going to be on there.
It's like, well, I think we need to do a sideshow where we rewatch every episode. What do you?
But they did say that like nothing rated R is going to be on there. So like, I don't know how they're going to adjust for that, except for the simple fact that since they bought Fox, they now own like 40% of Hulu, which they could use for like, I don't know, the rated R Fox properties and Deadpool and all their, you know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's gonna be crazy, guys. I don't know if you ever.
Right?
What?
That launches in November, right?
Yep, November 12th. I don't know if you knew this, guys, but Disney now owns Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay! That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if they just like replaced all of Bruce Willis's lines with Mickey Mouse's voice actor.
Nope, that'd be bad.
Be hilarious.
No, what they should do is replace Alan Rickman's lines.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because the episode of South Park where they turned Mickey into like an evil CEO.
Oh, the Jonas Brothers episode.
Yeah.
That episode's hilarious.
It's fucking gold. And like seeing Mickey in like an evil villain role.
Ring stay on. No, he's like, when little girls Chinese tickle, I make money. See all these little girls' hands reaching for your crotches? Huh? If you're wearing the purity rings, they don't see that. It's awesome. What a great episode of South Park that is. And then like when they take the girls backstage. When the Jonas Brothers walk in, they just make the mouth noise. They're just like,
yep.
And then the one girl's just like, let's just get to the blowjob. And they're like, Jesus. And then they're just like, blow what? We're here to talk to you about purity rings.
Hey, Kenny, let's go to TGI Fridays.
She calls him Ken.
Oh, really? Oh, does she call him Ken? Oh.
Yeah, it's so funny. And then he dies of like what, syphilis or something.
He dies of AIDS, I think.
He dies of some STD. It's just even funnier.
Yeah. Oh my God, I killed Kenny. Okay, so that's all our questions. I hope we answered them adequately. If we didn't, let us know, and we will try again. I know we got some questions on Facebook as well, but frankly, we are out of time, and I have to go into work a half hour early tonight. So this is
I want to mention two things before we go. I know you press for time.
One.
I want to give out a shout out to Ray Apollo Williams for guesting on Nintendo Power Block this weekend. It was like, it's one of our best episodes by far in the last year or so. Like, it was just really, really awesome to have him on. And then the second thing I just want to say, like, maybe we'll talk about it more next week, but like the stuff that was happening in Paris today was just like really sad. And I was like just really upset most of the day about all that because, you know,
I woke up and saw that. I'm like, motherfucker, really? Notre Dame, really?
Yeah. So that was really upsetting today.
Yeah. So. Well, on the lighter side of that, yes, Ray Apollo is a wonderful individual. Everything I've ever seen him be a part of has always been a fun time. When does that episode of Power Block go up? Is it already up?
It goes up tomorrow. So if you hear this when it's all edited on Monday, it's last week's episode.
Okay.
So, but it goes up tomorrow for you live listeners.